This moon in Sagittarius reflects a significant change occurring in your career or your profession that may be beneficial. It could be important changes in your job duties, your title, or your position. And this is a good cycle to focus on career development, especially because you're very motivated to find your purpose in life. And the emphasis is on giving form to something. And that might even link to those who have skills in dealing with the physical world, like athletes or engineers or people who create things with their hands. Because this moon is in the most public area of the chart, you will find it difficult to maintain a low profile. And so reputation plays a role in how you're recognized and how you're perceived. And that publicity can either be positive or negative. So some of you will receive recognition through the public or through your company because of job performance. Maybe you have more dealings with the public, or maybe you work with large groups of people, or you have a position involving public service. So in some way, your career might involve protecting or taking care of people. And of course, professions involving sales or public relations can also do well under this influence. Now, the key word for this moon is onrushing, and that might even indicate a flood of attention or notoriety. So maybe this is somebody who rises from comparative obscurity into a position of influence. And in doing so, they defeat the opposition and anybody who challenges their way. But that rise could also bring conditions that are inconstant or uncertain. And if not careful, it's the manner in which power is wielded that may ultimately turn back on the individual. Now, there is an influence related to truth, legalities, and cultural differences, and a connection to lies, deception, and betrayal, and how you might respond to that. Now, for some, the rise is to a position of importance, and the ambition is to assist in the advancement of people who are worthy given their talent, their skills, and their inspiration. These are persons who have possibly spent a life in admiration of great artistic gifts or great art or literature. For others, it may be dreams and ideals that are those shared with humanity. And the goal is to live a noble life. So maybe you're associated with or working for alternative or unacknowledged groups. And if so, your life may be linked to the empowerment of those who have no voice in society. So those benevolent acts to further others to help them advance also reflects your glory as an individual. And in a broader sense, this is a period of people power where the authority loses control. Now, more personally, some of you might also look at job security and the effect on your position, or maybe it's employer conditions that have become unstable. You could receive help from women, but also experience trouble or problems through women. And it may be that a lack of emotional response leads to a separation or the breakup of a relationship with the woman. Fortunately, most changes that occur during this cycle are either a direct or an indirect result of your control and your influence. Now, you might be learning that hard work and failure are a part of success, Whatever you're doing right now sets the stage for personal achievement and professional advancement later in the future. And part of that process might include a reorganization, renovation, or a replacement of your workspace to better suit your needs or strengthen your support system. So there are lots of decisions that affect your future financial security and your stability while you assess the current status to determine whether it meets your future needs. For some of you, maybe that's coming up with a plan to purchase a home. If you already own a home, or even if you don't, you're planning and analyzing your space or redecorating. Now, fortunately, Venus is in position to easily attract material possessions or people and money. You're placing more attention on finances, and opportunities could present where you easily attract money, a raise, a bonus, or maybe you're in favorable financial negotiations or some transactions that work to your benefit. But this is also about reassessing your value system and what your priorities are. And this can range from personal matters like monogamy and loyalty, or professional considerations like ethics and monetary practices, or whether you're charging appropriate fees for services. The card assigned to this moon is the Nine of Wands, which suggests that these conditions over the next 2 weeks will tend to tax your endurance level. Maybe you find yourself in a situation where you have to stand up for yourself or protect your rights or your reputation, or maybe protect your assets. If this is about health, maybe you are dealing with a poor immune system that affects you physically. So you're looking at strength, both physically and spiritually, and having to call on your reserves, stand your ground, or have courage under fire. Maybe this pertains to a previous conflict where you now feel guarded, or maybe you're being on the defensive because you have an inferiority complex. But what helps you survive is a better understanding of the game, your role in it, and the lessons involved. So it's likely that some kind of setback or challenge you experienced in the past is now informing a new outlook of practicality. And the approach should be one step at a time, the here and now, as opposed to some kind of grand vision or long-range forecast. That change in how you look at a situation makes a major difference in your ability to create change. When you start to control how you use emotions and you make them work for you, use them more effectively, that then becomes the power to help you push through any challenges or obstacles. And I like this card because it is a victory card, albeit after a struggle. Still, it's a winner. The moon in Sagittarius is about emotional optimism. And because the moon is about change and Sagittarius connects to distance, maybe you're considering a move to another country, or you're planning a holiday, or you have a visit with someone from the past or a friend from a distant country. Your concerns might also center on a family project, news, invitations, paperwork, travel, or plans involving marriage or commitment. Or maybe a philosophy or religion that takes you on a journey of the mind. So during this cycle, events potentially bring a reason for optimism. But this card is only a winner if you make the changes you know you need to make. You can easily fall back into old habits, behaviors, attitudes, and consequently, situations that block your progress. If you can't get over the loss and confusion that keeps you locked into your feelings rather than the facts, you'll have to rethink a situation before you can make any changes.